some copies over there of our submission paper and our position paper. All we've got from the government is there's no problem, basically. Yes.
Sorry, you might just tell him, that you were included in the research for the Joint Directors Committee. Make recommendations? Yeah, there were. We were involved in the submission to the Commission on Communications, headed up by Noel O'Flynn, and I think John already quoted the fact that from that committee to say that they knew people who were affected by masts and knew people who were connected by telephone, or affected by phones. I have a letter here from Ronan Lenihan, who is secretary of that particular committee, and he wrote to Dr. Elizabeth Cullen recently to mention the fact that their only role as a committee is that of invigilation, or kind of a watchdog. They can make recommendations, but as far as I'm aware, none of the recommendations have been introduced. And then this other layer of this 4 gentlemen who formed this expert committee, that was put on. And I think basically what's going on, my own personal feeling about this, is that they're playing for time. This committee should have reported last June to the government. The report should have been issued in October. It's now March, and it hasn't been issued yet. And inquiries today show that it hasn't been printed yet. So what's going on? Things are being fobbed off. Procrastination is the order of the day. I hope that answers your question in some way.
My question, and the point in that issue is that they're fobbing it off. Now we're coming to a general election, which is only a few months down the road. And I'm asking just as an interest for my own, and I represent the chairman of the Cahir Ladies Football Club, which we train above and done as John explained earlier on this evening, about the issues that we're all carrying. A lot of the parents are here tonight that their young girls are playing football. And there are dangers there. And a few weeks ago, we had another meeting here in Cahir House about keeping low down below about the mask. And I believe, in fairness to I met one of my neighbours this evening coming in, and 20 objections went in. And to find out today, and John Cummins came in this evening to tell me that it's already been passed.
Well, do you have
my point is, it's been passed for the election, for it to work.
On the club?
We could be here for the night talking, but I have suggested here a long time ago. There's Matthew McGrath here, so he's a representative of Fianna Fáil at the present moment and working hard. The last night we were here, we had 3 or 4 other TDs. They sat down in the corner, they took notes. I would just like to know after Pat O'Donnell, who was here on that night, did they respond back after that? Because I thought my foot that they did. Because they're great to write down and put it down. Well, Matthew McGrath here in the past, he spoke and went along and did his work. At least the answer back to John Cummins what has been done. But the point is, just to say to the people here this evening, we could be talking about this strongly. I did suggest to the last people that we should have a national day and bring out the government before the general election and put it across them. Have one day, head to Dublin. They can head to Dublin for schools around the country. They can go up to Leinster House and stand there. I feel here strongly, and I'd like to have all the delegates here from different areas all over the country, and for this gentleman to come over here from England tonight and to be here with us and to give his time and his dedication to all the people here who have suffered, everybody, to listen to the stories that John have read out there tonight. I'd ask the people here and to pass it on. Have a national day, and now before the general election come up, put it to the delegates and put it to. We've loads of conventions coming up in all different politics. Now is the time to put it across the board and come in for all safety of our young people and our elderly people. Thank you.
Can I just just want to make, can I make an observation on that before we
should get an independent check on the signals that are in each house, actually, the same as the radar treatment, radar thing. If we actually look the same as radar, we can check out our houses, but possibly someone independently should come in and check out the house in some spot in an area, maybe possibly Cahir or somewhere else. Do you know?
Well, what happens with that, and I don't want to lose what the other gentleman said, I'll try and just comment on both of them very briefly. Regarding measurements around your own household, they will be the ambient fields that are around the town perhaps, but you could be on a beam, as Bary said, or on a concentration of beams. Measurements that have been taken in a lot of places, the report will go out from comrades that they are complying with the ICNIRP guidelines, which of course are no longer relevant. That's the problem.